Hi everyone, I hope that this video finds you well. So I have a squeaky chair, so forgive me here, but I wanted to get on here and talk about cesarean scars. And honestly, this is going to apply to any scar, specifically like your abdominal scars, but even knee scars, hip scars, maybe lumbar scars, stuff like that. All of these will still apply, but I'm going to be talking to the cesarean scar today, okay? So I just had a great example of this walk-in yesterday. This woman had walked in, she's seen a lot of different practitioners, and she just hasn't had any luck seeing results at all. And so I did my very thorough intake, and she brought it. She told me everything. And so one of my first things was to check out her scars. She had had 20 plus surgeries throughout her body, plus cesarean scar. And we ended up working a majority of those, but she had a lot of significant low back pain, knee pain from prior surgeries after double knee replacements, heel issues from a surgery a while back, but she was always feeling, that tightness in the low back, the SI joint pain. She was feeling like she couldn't be present. It was her words. I love that. Be present in her right side. And so I explained to her, which is what I want to do to you today, how her cesarean scar was affecting that low back and maybe more, okay? Up into shoulders, down into the foot, okay? So think of it this way. We've all had that annoying shirt. Yeah, you're going to see this. That annoying shirt that is like bunched on one side, or it's like the factory knockoff that like one side of the shirt is like cockeyed and you kind of feel it over here. We've all had that. Or if you ever had a kid like ball up your shirt and yank, you don't really feel the tension here as much as you do on the other side, away from the scar, away from that tension. So this tension, this balled upness represents that scar, whether it's cesarean or whatever the case might be. We have sometimes what's called scar tissue that builds up underneath the scar that's supposed to be there, but sometimes it becomes, for lack of a better word, sticky. It's not hydrated. It doesn't have that, it just becomes all gooey and gunky. There's no other way to say it. And so what ends up happening is we have this gunkiness over here, and then we start to feel low back pain, shoulder tension, hip, knee, ankle tension on the opposite side or on the back side, down by the big toe, whatever the case might be, because of that scrunched upness on the other side. And honestly, it's a game changer whenever you start to release the scar on this side and redistribute that tension. Now make sure that you pay attention to this aspect though. I'm not going in here and ripping that scar tissue apart. That's not the goal. I am doing a fluff job. I'm coming in there and doing some light work, some maybe cross friction work, some stem work, some stuff like that to get the hydration back into the tissues, to degunk it, okay? And that helps to, again, take off that tension on these other places that I haven't even touched yet. It helps to take off that tension and redistribute that force and load. Okay, so we worked over here, but it did its job and helped to release pain over here. Okay, so that's why scar work is so important, specifically whenever it comes to cesarean births and cesarean scars. We want to have that beautiful lattice work of scar tissue be able to melt and be a little bit more pliable, less sticky and tacky, less ropey. And that's where we see a lot of change. And what was amazing with this woman that I'm just mentioning, she's in her 50s, and she's a Pilates instructor. She's a wonderful movement educator. But we were able to have these conversations and get things moving, and I took pictures, I'll have to show you later, where you could see the change in her ankle flexion, so the ability to pull the toes up or to sit down deeper in a squat without her heel coming as far up off the ground. We were able to see the symmetry in her arms, like it changed, they were more symmetrical, and I didn't even touch her shoulder. I was working the scars, the low back, the hips, and those guys responded in kind. It was really beautiful, really neat. So if you're struggling with cesarean pain, any scar pain, if you're like, okay, yeah, I had this injury or this surgery like 10 years ago, or maybe it was just a month ago, and you're starting to feel like that shift and maybe the tension on other places, let me know. Because if I'm not in the area to work with you, I might know somebody who is. So don't suffer, be seen, and I hope that this was helpful for you today. Bye for now.